All right. Welcome to a special edition of the Backyard Professor chess videos. And I am sincerely, deeply saddened to learn about the death of Jeremy Silman, who has influenced so many of us. And I am grateful that I was a small part in helping get the word out on the Silman system of imbalances. I have sponsored his books and I have done dozens and dozens of videos of games showing those imbalances. In fact, my whole chess channel has become about showing the imbalances in all of the chess games that Silman had found and that people are using them. I pushed so hard at one time, someone contacted him and he sent me this t-shirt, and I was so honored and thrilled, and I'm proud to wear this t-shirt. And he sent me the hard copy. Hang on, and I'll grab it. I'm doing the backyard professor thing and disappearing out of the video for just a moment. He sent me the hardbound copy of How to Reassess Your Chess, fourth edition. I've only opened this book once. It is in absolutely magnificent condition. What I did is, in fact, I'm going to put it back right now so it doesn't get beat up. What I did is I bought the paperback edition. Yeah. And I had the front and back laminated together, and then I spiral ring bound it at a printer's so that I can study this on the go and preserve that. So, anyway, my tribute to Jeremy Silman. I love you, man. I never did get to meet him or play him, but I was touched by him. Obviously, all you have to do is look at my Silman playlist. There's dozens of videos, and I constantly use his stuff. I thought I would play one of the games in this book. Now, I know some of you will know this game. I know a lot of you have read through this book, but this is so dense. This has so much cotton picking fabulous material that you have to read through it once a year, every year, which I have not done. But I am determined I'm going to go through all of Silman's books again now in order to help preserve his memory of a great way to improve our chess. And I have hundreds of testimonials. If you would be so kind in this tribute, please, would you leave a note in the comments of, yes, I enjoyed your videos of Jeremy Silman's imbalances and I've used them and they've improved my chess. I know through the years I've received hundreds of those. I would sincerely love to get hundreds of likes on this video honoring our great teacher. Jeremy Silman, do not rest in peace, my friend. Go up there and checkmate the angels. As far as I'm concerned, get them all. Yeah. Play some heavenly chess and teach them how to do it correctly, also, would be my hope, is what he's doing, because that is what he loved. Now, let me explain real quick also. On my channel, I think this is on all YouTube channels, there's a home button, a video button, a live button, and a playlists button. Go to the playlists button because that will show you the playlists of chess videos, of my Ahai art videos, or of my Mormonism videos and other subjects that I have done, so that you can pick whichever particular subject you're interested in, because this is going to be a mix on this channel. And if you're not interested in the art, then don't watch them. It's all good. If you're here for the chess, I am restructuring my channel. I'm leaving all my old chess videos up the way they were. You have access to all of them. I'm not going to change any of that. Heavens no, there's too much good stuff in there. But I'm starting over essentially. And I'm renumbering every of these new episodes since October 18th or 19th, 2023. I'm going to renumber them, just 01, 02, 03, all the way up to 278,444,319.689 of them. So it will be easy to find what you're interested in the playlists. I said that on my Mormonism Live. Now, I do a Sunday night show on the Backyard Professor Live discussing various aspects of the tradition and culture I was raised in. I've had a faith crisis in that culture. So I'm helping others navigate theirs. I'm showing why I no longer have issues or beliefs in those areas. That may not be watchable to you guys. It's all good. Don't watch it. But I'll tell you what I have figured out. I think I'm going to do a live chess with this board. Now, the chat group is going to be on this side. And I think what I can do is I can make my picture small enough for me that I can enlarge the chat so that live we can have fun analyzing a grandmaster game using Jeremy Silman's imbalances while we're talking. And I can do chess puzzles that Silman himself brought up, or that Alekin went through, or that Yasser Sirwan, Bobby Fischer, etc. I think that could be a hoot and a holler. I would love to do that. So that will be put in the past lives section. My page is divided in sections. There's the videos section. Those are all going to be mixed with all the subjects. That's good. Mormonism, art, chess, but not necessarily in that order. They're all going to be mixed up. Don't let that bother you. Go to the playlists button. Those sections on the front page, however, on the home page, you'll have all my videos. Then below, there's an entire section of all of Jeremy Silman's imbalances. And then below that is the past live sections where you can look at I will create a specific chess thumbnail for the chess live. And I will try to do a live every week. I'm going to experiment with different times. I have to work until 5 o'clock p.m. on Mountain Time in the United States. So perhaps on a week evening, I can try a Monday and a Tuesday and a Thursday and a Friday and a Saturday, maybe Saturday day, or maybe even Sunday mornings instead. I'll experiment with that and see how it works with all of you. I'm not going to be able to accommodate all of you. I'm sorry. But I do want to do a chess live because my Mormonism live is so much fun in the chat. They come not to listen to me. They come to talk with each other and get to know each other. And then later they'll watch the video. But if I interact with you in a puzzle situation, or if I ask you, okay, we're in this position, what would you do next? Then you react and we can analyze it. That could be a boatload of fun, you guys. So I'm excited about this. This is really quite fun. And Jeremy Silman at one time told me, I only communicated with him just very briefly. Maybe it was the message he gave with this. I don't know if I might have taped it on the inside of that book. I can't remember. But he said, hold on, I want to read this to you. This was very important to me. He is the one that encouraged me, I believe. No, maybe he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. Yes. Here's Jeremy Silman's note to me. And I have his genuine signature in a pristine book. There it is. To Carrie Shirts, keep up the great work. Video and chess improvement, Jay Silman. So even he recognized, and I'm a nothing nobody in the chess world. My rating sucks. I only went to one chess tournament and got my butt bombed, man. I was horrible. But I love the game. I can learn, and I do study it. And apparently I'm a really good teacher because I have lots and lots of people who love to watch this stuff. And so I love to share it. So even Jeremy Silman said that my videos were worth watching. He seemed to enjoy them. He watched several of them, gave me this shirt, gave me this book. I love the fact that he put the cover of that book on the back of this shirt. That's cool. So anyway, that's my bragging done for me and Jeremy Silman. I do wish I would have somehow found the way to get with him. That's my great regret. But I don't regret 1 minute spending time reading as many of his books as I could. And I still can. So, my tribute to my great teacher, Jeremy Silman, out of the How to Reassess Your Chess 4th edition, is the game that he played and he annotated. So bear with me while I try to go through this. I will try not to confuse and goof it up. This is on page 418 and 419. J. Silman versus D. Root, Berkeley, 1981. He is in the section of his book called Other Imbalances. He had about 7 or 8 major imbalances that he constantly talked about and showed were in good grandmasters' plays and games. And that's why I so enjoy looking at grandmaster games. In fact, Silman's one of them that said, if you're not studying grandmaster games, you're not doing this right. You have to go through thousands of them. So that's what my channel is about. I'm helping you do that. I can inspire the younger generation. I'm never going to get really super great at chess. I recognized that years ago. And it's all good. There's no regrets. But man, can I show you what great chess can be with you doing it. That's what I love to do. So here we go. Silman is white. He's going to do a queen pawn opening on us. D4, D5. And I'm going to try to mark off each one of these because I want to read his comments as well. And now C4 and E5. So it's a very interesting opening. And here's what he says. He says, just 2 moves. This is the other thing I loved about Silman was his humor, his phenomenal concept, but his humor too. Just 2 moves, and Black has managed to push his D and E pawns to their 4th rank. And what he's doing here is he's answering E5 with a quiet move. If knight C3, or else you could go E3. He can either go here. This is a very aggressive move, is what he's saying. So he says, my answer to this would be either a quiet move. There or there. You know, an over-aggressive move would be, oh, yeah, well, I'll meet you up there. That's not what Silman was showing here. He said, no, now it's time for a quiet move because I can see he's definitely coming really hard. But the quiet move won't cut it because of his aggression. So he points out the quiet move. Yeah, you could do this. Or you could do the E3. But that won't cut it because, and here's why, Black's pawn center, now he's gained space. So this assures him of an easy development. And so he's going to have a good game. That's what Silman assesses. All of that in just the first 2 moves. He was a master at doing it this way. I loved him for that. Would you let Black, after just 2 moves, get away with this affront to all that's sane and right? No. Black has demanded too much too fast, and a guy has to draw a line in the sand at some point. I love this guy. You know, he's trying to get you to laugh and lighten up. Don't take yourself so bloody serious all the time and pull your hair out if you lose a chess game and all. Chess is to have fun and to learn. But man, when a guy makes moves like that, you can't let him get away with that kind of crap. He's having fun showing you this, in other words. So he says, all right then, in that case, if you're going to give me the pawn, I'm game. I'm taking the pawn, right? So he did. Now, I don't know much about the Albin counter gambit theory. I spend my study time on more mainstream openings, but the die has been cast. And so, because of the way my opponent opened, I accepted that my dream of a quiet positional struggle wasn't going to come true. Drats. So I have to play some kind of a different attitude, right? So now my mood swung to one of do or die. He would follow with the space gaining D4, with the space gaining D4, and then he would try to build up an attacking position. And I would welcome the fight by mixing energetic development with raw, overwhelming greed. I love his positive attitude, man. So that's why I took the pawn. He will not get away with that. And his opponent did go D4. Yeah. Did he know his opponent or what? So he said, all right, now, if you're going to do this, I'm going to pull a Silman on you. So here we go. So here comes the knight. Here comes the knight. Watch out. I'm coming after you, pal. And here comes his knight. He's coming after you too, buddy. So now what? Oh, hold on. G3. And now, look at the aggression here. Bishop G4. I mean, black acts like you have shaken his beehive of comfort, and he's coming out and he's ready to attack you right now, immediately. Pronto, let's get this on guard. He draws his sword and he's going to jab you with it. Here he comes. He's coming at you hard. Silman goes, no worry. I'm going to go Bishop G2. Just like that. And he's going to bring his queen into this. Queen D7. All right. Silman's going to castle. Get your king tucked to safety. Look, just because there's a punk bishop here doesn't mean your king is in danger. Ignore the bishop. Just because there's a punk pawn and a punk knight and a punk queen on the same diagonal, no, castle. Get your king in safety. That's the theme here, right? That's the one thing you want to do is castle. And now look at this. Here comes Mr. Aggressive. So let's see what happens. Again, note the developing move of a piece as opposed to a pawn move on the rim, on the edge. I just want to point that out. Knight G to E7. Now he's bringing out his pieces too. He's going to have to, but remember, opening up that center so fast gives him a very easy time to develop. And he does take the time to bring out pieces. So this is going to be a great game, is what I'm trying to tell you. Now, bishop comes to G5. Oh, yet another piece out. I just want to point that out. That is one of the main themes of Grandmaster play. And now H4. Okay, now look. I'm going to let him describe this because this is his game. But okay, here's what Silman says. I've got my own ideas on this. So black is attacking like a madman. But here's the deal. Isn't he offering me a second pawn? I'm willing to put up with a lot of humiliation for two pawns. Now watch this. This is so beautiful. Okay. I'll take the pawn with the bishop. 2 pawns up. All right. So I felt like I was in an all-you-can-eat buffet. No doubt. Now, watch this. Knight G6. This is very interesting how this develops. Bishop comes back to G5. Of course, you don't want to lose your bishop to the knight. And now rook to h5. His opponent is saying, get that bishop out of here, right? But notice how every single move, whether piece or pawn, black is in attack mode. This is the lesson of Silman in this game. This is not quite the best way to play a game of chess, and he shows why. It's beautiful how he does it. Knight b to d2, another piece in. Wonderful. Bishop to b4, another piece in the field. So they're both developing really doggone decent. There's a lot of stuff out there on the battlefield. Yes, very cool. Rook f to d1. Look, you've cleared the first rank of all your bishops, of all your knights, and you've castled. All right, the next piece to develop is your rooks. Now, granted, I get it. It's not an open file. Ignore all that. Get the rook developed. This is the important point. So, here is Silman's wisdom. The theme of the game is obvious. He plays some hyper-aggressive move, and I either develop another piece or else I devour something. So this is how to handle someone who is going to just come at you no matter what. Develop or take. Yeah, very cool how he shows this. This is so great. And again, f6. See, black is just in nothing but attack mode. He's got to have something attacked all the time, every move. That's his mentality, right? So here's Silman's response. Now look at the board for a second, because I really love what he says here. This is fun. If you haven't seen this before, this is great. Here's his answer to that. He says, really? You want me to take something else? E takes f6, the third pawn, and that's 3 pawns. He says, now show me what you got. And by cracky, black better try to show Silman what he's got, because he's just lost 3 pawns, man. That's wow. Okay, here we go. He castles queenside, and f takes g7. 4 pawns. Half of the guy's pawns. Wow. Now, I never realized that chess was such an easy game. Of course, we're still living in the world of imbalances now. Understand this. This is what saturated Silman's thinking, and we would do well to let it saturate ours. And I will try in up-and-coming videos to add to those games in that wonderful Jeremy Silman playlist on my homepage of all those imbalances. I'm going to upgrade that and update. It's been a long time since I've deliberately chosen to emphasize balances. So I am going to do that, because he's right. We are still in the world of imbalances. We are still reading what the chessboard dictates for us to do. Yes? So here we go. He's trying to get my king. This is rather obvious, right? For him, it is dynamic chess play, attack, 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 or bust. So I'm swallowing down everything that's offered. White is wallowing in the sweet, static taste of a huge material advantage. In other words, this is his gentle way of saying the game is already over. This is dead man playing. It's done. But you have to go through the motions. So let's see what happens. And let's see how Silman. Now, the thing you don't do is go to sleep. You don't stop thinking. You don't stop analyzing the balances and imbalances. You don't stop reading the board just because of a material imbalance. You keep using that. And here's how he did it. So, rook g8. Observe again one of the imbalances with pawns. Once you got a passed pawn, man, everything has to go block that. So, in essence, Black is now playing without his rook. Now it's babysitting that square so the pawn doesn't queen, right? That's the power of a passed pawn, man. Don't ever underestimate that. Okay, so what do? What do you do? Now, this is a great little lesson here because there's a lot of stuff over there. And there's a lot of stuff over here, but there's nothing in the center. So put something there. Knight e4. Okay, so that position is really good. Not the best, no, but hot dog. That's a good looking knight. And notice it has no pawns backing it up. It's just out there all by itself, and it's dominating the board. I want you to see that. The power of the center. Aaron Nimzovich was huge on that. Jeremy Silman is huge on that. Alexander Alekhine whooped everybody because he dominated the center. So this is the theme. Now look, the queen. Okay, now look. Ta-da! Hey, you finally got a pawn. So now the queen and the rook are aligned on a file that's absolutely, totally useless. So he spent 2 moves, the rook and the queen to take the pawn, and now 2 of his most powerful pieces are out of play. They're not doing a thing useful. Isn't that interesting? Just observe stuff like that. You know, when you look at the board, you say, okay, what's going on? Black really sincerely has no pressure of any kind anywhere against anything Silman has, does he? That's remarkable to look at. You want to take a few minutes after every move and say, wow, his 2 most powerful pieces are out there in the pasture and they're worthless. So let's take a look at this. Now, bump that pawn and look at the power of the bishop. Explode. Now that bishop dominates everyone at that side. Fantastic. It's amazing how this works. You say, well, yeah, but the bishop's only, just watch. No, the bishop is not just. There's nothing, well, the bishop just about that bishop. Let's keep looking. So now, how Silman notices this is he says, I'm in a case here in this game of too many good choices. Bishop f6, he says, was probably best. That's pretty good. Come on. That's a great choice, man. And granted, it's a bishop fork on a queen and a pawn. So he's not going to keep his queen there. And I suppose if he had to, he would bump her over here to save that pawn. But then then you push your own pawn. And or that'll block off your bishop, but you push your own pawn and the queen would touch this anyway. It's too many good choices, he says. So the question is, rather than making a move that risks an exchange even, or maybe risks losing a piece, he finally decided, he said, why risk anything? Because number one, I have a really huge material advantage. So why not make my position phenomenal? I decided to lock in the victory. I love how he says that. I decided to lock in the victory by battening down my kingside hatches because black put it all on the line to come and attack his king. That's why all of his power is on that side of the board. Did you notice that? But they're not doing anything. They're not even very well coordinated. And now they can't attack and exchange safely. He decided, let's make the king side powerful again. Now, it's remarkable that one of the ways he made the king side powerful was actually moving one of the pawns. Now, this pawn, of course, to Phi and Keto is moved. That'll create some weak squares. But now he's pressed this pawn up. So you've created more weak squares, but who cares? Because now you're just solid. You still have your fianchettoed bishop, which is one of the greatest guardians of a castled king, right? You've got your knights right here ready to jump either direction. Notice if they need to defend, they can come back and over, or they can come out after this king. Whose king is more safe right now? Whose king is wide open, right? Whose king is absolutely ungettable. Isn't that remarkable? That's a fascinating look. So here we go. And now he does bring the bishop back to e7. So he's going to try to exchange, right? That's one of the ideas that you could do, all right. Well, go ahead and exchange. Remember, he's 3 pawns ahead. So every exchange benefits Jeremy Silman here. So, sure, you want to exchange? I'm all for it. Let's exchange it because now that's one less piece that will perform a kingside attack against Silman's king if this guy can get coordinated enough, and he will never be able to do it. Bishop takes e7. Now the queen takes e7. Okay, so this brings you more toward the center a little bit. So it's good. And now watch. Knight takes d4. Who owns the center real estate? That is not an accident. That is not an accident. Look, they are approaching, they're in the middle game. Who owns the center real estate? Right. You mark that. You make sure you see this and then put it into your games, right? Now the bishop comes to d7. So black finally recognizes I can't get his king. So I'm going to have to regroup. So he spent all of his time in a hyper aggressive attack, 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 and he misplaced over half his pieces. Now he has to take the time to replace his pieces. In the meantime, Silman is actually bettering his position exceedingly well. Jeremy is dominating this board because of that. That's one of the lessons to see. So bishop d7 and now queen a3. And you say, well, that doesn't do much. My eye, look at the a pawn he's got as a target, another theme in this book exactly, right? This book right here. He talks about target consciousness and he's stone cold serious. And he's got a long diagonal to guess who? The queen. Now, black's going to be insane if he exchanges queens. No, man, when you're down as far as you are in material, do not take the queens off the board if you're the one down in material. If he takes that queen, he doesn't know what he's doing, right? There is no way. And sure enough, he does not take the queen. Knight takes d4. Okay. So this is going to stay here for a minute. So you don't have to immediately hurry up and change the queens. Go ahead and take care of business where? In the center. Take care of your business. It's all good. Now his rook is centralized. I just want to point that out. I'm emphasizing this on purpose because that's what Jeremy would have wanted. C5. Okay, now black is acquiring a target. However, he's opening up his king again, right? So rook goes to d5, which is obviously a simple refutation of the pawn thrust, right? And his idea here is, now watch this. That would have been even crisper. That's probably what he says. That's probably what I should have done, quite frankly. Because now, if the queen takes, you have all kinds of, oh, no, you don't. The rook over there. You still have all kinds of goodies. Yeah, that won't work either. What did I see? What did I see? Oh, yeah, the fork, the triple fork. I knew there was something there. So that is a good lesson for the idea of how to deal. And at this point, black resigned, probably because of that. That's why what he would have seen. And so my tribute to my great teacher from a distance through his books is to enjoy yet another Jeremy Silman game by the man, and to enjoy his notes of showing the themes of the imbalances and how to deal with a certain psychology in chess. So that is my backyard professor tribute to my great teacher, Jeremy Silman. Do not rest in peace, my friend. Go get the angels to start playing chess with you. You'll beat them. I have complete faith in you. You'll beat them, man. So, thanks, you guys. Be good, do well, have fun, work hard, make friends, keep on rocking with studying chess. I will be finding a time to do some chess lives. I will announce it ahead of time, plenty ahead of time, so that you can see the announcement, so that you can prepare or plan. I think these will be a lot of fun, so I'm excited to try it. So thank you for everything you're doing for me. I appreciate all the support and love, and we will see you in the next Backyard Professor Chess video.